Namaskar, I am Deepak Jain, Director General, Federation of Indian Industry. We are working towards bringing a paradigm shift in the face of Indian industry. We are working with skill-based, knowledge-based, idea-based industry to create a robust, self-reliant Indian economy. Federation of Indian Industry, creating opportunities, building nation.
I think now it is time that I take this opportunity to invite our guest of honor, Chaudhary Birender Singh ji, who's been former Union Minister. Before that, I just quickly share his small introduction. Chaudhary Birender Singh ji is a very senior Indian political leader and well-known face from Haryana politics. So he previously served as Minister of Rural Development, Panchayati Raj, and Sanitation and Drinking Water from 2014 to 2016, and later he was inducted as Union Minister of Steel from 2016 to 2019 in Narendra Modi's led NDA government in India. So he is a fairly well-known name in Indian political landscape. So we have great pleasure, and he is a veteran of our FII also, and he's always there to support whatever request we have made. He's been there to support us in our endeavors. So I have great pleasure, and I'm very happy to invite Chaudhary Birender Singh ji, so who today has very extremely busy schedule, and despite that he is here with us. Thank you so much, sir. Request you to kindly address the participants, sir.
Thank you for giving me, I should say, early hearing because I was go to some very important function. First of all, I should congratulate my countrymen and especially diaspora, those who are out of the country. But as Mr. Deepak Jain has made a mention that they are the strongest engine of our GDP. Rather, he has compared our GDP, which is in a way, they are more ahead of us. So this contribution is not new to our economy. What I should say in today's light, that 75 years of our independence, people talk of some of the countries which are democratic and they got maturity after a long time. What they say is the maturity in politics or maturity in parliamentary democracy, it depends from country to country. And as it is called that Great Britain is the mother of democracy, they took nearly 300 years, rather more than that, to come to a which can be rated as a mature democracy. But India, within this 75 years of independence, if we just go through in a chronicle way, we would find that the speed of getting maturity, which should be in a parliamentary democracy, we are much faster. And the sign of our maturity is reflected whenever election takes place. A country with 1,300 billion people, and they, from the beginning, they used to say that they are not that well educated or well informed. But whenever question of getting parliamentary democracy to get strength from the people mandate, that was always available. And this is how I can say that 75 years of our independence, now a stage has come when we should realize that we are placed in a bracket of one of the top countries, where democracy is strengthened, where democracy is well established, and also see that through democracy, we are becoming an economic power in the world where we can compete. So what I say is that on one hand, this has been amply mentioned by Prime Minister in today's speech, that the countryman has realized that this is the time when we should work together. I give one example of GST, because we are a federal structured country And we have given wide powers to the states in our system. But when GST became operational, there were about more than 100 decisions up till today. And those decisions are, unanimous decision. A country which is called unity in diversity, the country which has a long history of different languages, culture, and all that. But I must say that this is how we dealt our course to become a mature parliamentary democracy, and also to see that these decisions where GST Council took decision, all decisions were unanimous. It is not possible when there are different political outfits in different governments. There are governments, somewhere BJP is ruling in some of these states, somewhere some regional parties are ruling, somewhere Congress party is a ruling party. So this is how we march, and we are moving towards a mature parliamentary democracy. And with that, as I've already explained, the economic factors which has given wide importance to the country, because the developed countries, they have realized that here is a country which you can use as a best market, and that is why we will have to be competitive. In today's speech of Prime Minister, I must make a mention of one thing which has given a new direction to New India concept. He has brought a concept which is called New India concept of our country, and he talks of 100 crore rupees, 100 lakh crore rupees scheme for fighting or for take us away out of that rut of importing power in any shape. And we have a budget of 35 lakh crore rupees. And out of that, if we are to have 12 lakh crore for that budget to be out for only for our parts, it may be crude oil, or you know better, there are so many items included in this. And this is how he thinks of that a country in the next 29 years, what he means is that that country which is 75 years old country, that has to come to a stage in 2050 where this kind of import, which is in a way 1/3 of our total budget, if that goes to power sector, then we will have to think so many times how to get out of it. And that is how we have moved further. But one thing which I must confess, and this is what my feeling is, I was going through one of the articles recently that reforms must reduce economic disparities. There is a mention of, because that economic reforms 30th anniversary, when economic reforms were introduced in 1991, 30 years anniversary, the initiator of economic reforms, our former Prime Minister, Mr. Manmohan Singh, the main architect of these reforms, has in a statement said that it is not a time to rejoice or exult, but to introspect and ponder. The road ahead is even more daunting than during 1991. This is what he also apprehends, that the kind of uh, system through which our country has adopted for going to reforms, that is most of the opinion of our economists are that it is westernized opinion. But ultimately, if you would see, uh, this has not given that much of result. And I, being a farmer, and I know our economy, General Bakshi has also made it a point, and this is fact of the matter, that during pandemic, this corona, we came out in such a way, and the main feature of glaring feature of our resilience to fight in this hour of distress, in this period of distress, the agriculture sector remain, on the front, and our growth, agriculture growth, is about 3.6%. And if we talk of agriculture and agro-produce products, these are about 4.5%. So this is how the agriculture sector has been, performing in these last 18 months. And but this kind of philosophy of economic reforms, if you see, and I'm absolutely, convinced on this account that the inequality is bad economics, and accumulation of vast wealth by a tiny group of people is clearly an outcome of some of the inherent flaws in the growth prescription. As the advocacy group Public Citizen tells us, it's very interesting to read, and I'm quoting from this article. The collective wealth of CEOs and US big tech companies, which had reached 651 billion in 2021, was enough to wipe out global hunger, get rid of malaria, vaccinate the world with COVID shots, and end homelessness in America. That he talks of one country, and he talks of 651 billion from that country. And these billionaires would still be left with half of that, what I say. So this is how I'm going through this article, and I wish and I want that at least in the new phenomena and the new what we say new India, we should look at in a different way. And how we should look in a different way? Indian policymakers missed a historic opportunity to look beyond the well-orchestrated Washington consensus design and lay out a Desi model of economic reforms that was built treating agriculture as the second engine of growth. Agriculture, second engine of growth, would be, instead of pushing people out of agriculture, the emphasis should be on converting this sector, which continues to be the largest employer, into a powerhouse of economic growth. So, in the present scenario, our 75 years, if we see a rise of our population, sometimes some of the number of population India is having China is of the same with talking of parliamentary democracy. We are an open society. We are a society where every penny of our expenditure, where every penny of our collection of taxes is in the public domain. So it is not comparable as far as China is concerned. That is a regimented sort of society, and we, in our best way, if we to see that the possible now is learning from the devastation that industrial agriculture has brought to the farming landscape in rich countries. This is what they are experimenting. And in the last, I would say, learning from the devastation that industrial agriculture has brought to the farming landscape in the rich countries and the huge agrarian distress that globally free markets have resulted in, reform should be redrawn, bringing in tenets of an economically viable and ecologically sustainable food farming system where farmers receive an assured income by way of assured price. This is the crux of the matter, and I'm happy that I've been given this opportunity to speak to you, and what I think the country should and the country is moving, because Prime Minister is aware of this. I've been in his cabinet for more than 4.5 years, and I know that the man is innovative. The man he's having that caliber where he touches even the smallest of the things where there is a problem. So this kind of approach of our government ultimately would give us a strength in the times to come, and that times which we are thinking of, that our country, with the blessing of the diaspora people of all around the world, and the strength of our youthful nation, we will take to a destination where we can be sure of moving with full pace as far as our economic growth is concerned. Lastly, I again congratulate all of you on the occasion of 75th year of, that is the starting. 75th year is the starting from today, and I hope that ultimately you all would rejoice this great occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so very much, sir, for enlightening us with your great words of wisdom. So we are indeed privileged to have you with us today. We are so grateful, sir.